What's up, Broncos Country? You're about to discover something that could completely change the Denver Broncos' season, and probably nobody's talking about it the right way. 7 bombshell moves happening right now at Empower Field at Mile High, and the 7th will make you understand why this franchise is just a few steps away from something huge. I'm a diehard Broncos fan, and if you also bleed orange and blue, stick with me because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how the Denver Broncos are building something the entire NFL will have to respect. And there's a detail involving Sean Payton and the trade deadline that could explode in the next 72 hours. Don't go anywhere. Let me tell you something I learned following this team for decades. When the Broncos are quiet, it's because they're plotting something big. And man, the silence has never been more deafening than now. We're talking about a team that started 6-2 for the first time since 2016. Remember that magical season? And is making noise across the entire NFL in a way we haven't seen in years. The first shocking move I need to tell you about is the Denver Broncos' red zone offense. Yes, red zone. That little piece of field that separates good teams from champions. Bo Nix, our sensation rookie quarterback, is the 6th best quarterback in the red zone in the entire NFL right now. 6th, a rookie. And if you add in 2-point conversions, like those he nailed perfectly against the Giants, man, the numbers get even more absurd. ESPN analysts are whispering behind the scenes that the Broncos' red zone offense might very well be the best in the league when you consider overall efficiency. And you know what the perfect timing is? The Houston Texans, our next opponent, have the 2nd worst red zone defense in the NFL. It's like putting a hungry lion in front of a rare steak. The math favors the Broncos in a way that even the skeptics are starting to believe. The second move? Dre Greenlaw's return. This guy was suspended for 1 game because of some words said to a referee. The most ridiculous suspension of the year, in my humble opinion. Meanwhile, a Detroit Lions player punched another guy in the face with TV cameras broadcasting live, and nothing. But forget the injustice for a second. Greenlaw is boiling. He said in a press conference that watching the Dallas Cowboys game on national TV was torturous. All that was going through his head was, I need to get on the field and beat up the Texans. And this isn't just talk, man. Greenlaw is the Aqib Talib of this team. That attitude, that grit, that desire to rip the opponent's head off. In a good way, of course. An NFL insider commented that his presence on the field against the Giants, even for just 2 plays, completely changed the defense's energy. Jackson Dart felt it. C.J. Stroud will feel it too. Any wide receiver who dares come across the middle will think twice. Greenlaw isn't just a player. He's a statement. The third shocking move involves our running back, J.K. Dobbins. This guy is playing football from another planet. He's the 3rd best running back in the NFL currently, just 100 yards behind James Cook and 200 yards behind Jonathan Taylor. And look, we don't even run the ball that much. Imagine if we did. Dobbins has already publicly stated he wants to be a Bronco forever. He's made it clear in several consecutive press conferences. I hope you still like me at the end of the year, hinting that he's eyeing a contract extension. And the best part? He'll probably accept a lower salary to stay in Denver. Hometown, love for the team, winning culture. That's the difference between having a locker room full of character, like ours, and having a locker room like the Kansas City Chiefs, where you think, oh yeah, that guy's locked up for this and that. But he'll be back in 7 games because, let's face it, he didn't kill anyone driving drunk. We have real men on this roster. Dobbins personifies that. And with R.J. Harvey, the AFC Rookie of the Week, forming a deadly duo in the backfield, our ground attack is monstrous. Now let's go to the 4th move, and this one gives you chills. Losing Pat Surtain, too, the team's best cornerback, maybe the entire league's, because of a shoulder injury would be devastating for any team. But not for the Broncos. You know why? Because Sean Payton and Vance Joseph came up with a plan so genius that even the NFL's elite cornerbacks themselves are praising it. Riley Moss. This name might not excite you at first glance, but let me tell you something. He's your favorite cornerback. Recently, Pat Surtain, Terrion Arnold, Lions, and Christian Gonzalez, Patriots, 3 of the league's best CBs, recorded a podcast together, and all three praised Riley Moss in an absurd way. Arnold said, "I don't care what Twitter says about him being bad. The guy is an absolute stud," Gonzalez agreed. "Certain closed. Watch the film, people. He's playing really well. If 3 All-Pros are saying this, who am I, or you, to doubt?" And there's more. Chris Abrams, who intercepted Justin Herbert last year. Sean Payton said Abrams has the best hands on the entire team. The guy played as a wide receiver in high school and college before becoming a cornerback. He's an absolute secret weapon. With Jahdae Barron able to work in some formations too, Vance Joseph's scheme will be impeccable. Will we miss Surtain? Of course. But Plan B is so solid, it could become Plan A, 5th move, the NFL trade market. Albert Breer, one of the league's best informed journalists, not one of these sensationalist guys who say anything, dropped a bomb. He believes the Denver Broncos are in a privileged position to make a giant bet at the trade deadline, November 4th. The Broncos' salary cap for the next few years is excellent. We don't have that dead weight of Russell Wilson's contract suffocating the payroll anymore. Thank God. We'll never talk about that again after this season. We have an owner with a lot of cash, Walton Penner, baby, who can sign contract extensions immediately if we bring in a player at the end of their deal. Breer compared our situation to when the Green Bay Packers went all in on Micah Parsons, when their salary cap was perfect because of the Jordan Love deal, and they knew they just needed one more player to compete for everything. The name circulating? David Njoku, Browns tight end. Michael Mayer from the Raiders. But there are even crazier rumors. Garrett Wilson from the New York Jets. Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, I wouldn't rule out anything. Sean Payton knows this is the Super Bowl window with Bo Nix. It's now. Like Seattle did with Russell Wilson, you have to compete early while the quarterback is still on his rookie contract and producing absurd numbers. And we have this for the next 4 seasons if we exercise Bo's 5th-year option. Imagine adding a Njoku or a Garrett Wilson to this already explosive offense. 6th move, Mercedes Lewis. Yes, that Mercedes Lewis. The guy is 41 years old and just signed with the Broncos practice squad. If he's promoted to the active roster in Week 9, as everyone expects, he'll become the oldest player to play a game in NFL history. 41 years old, man. And it's not just a marketing or nostalgia move. Lewis is an exceptional blocking tight end. Sean Payton jokes, saying when he's 55, he'll still be able to block the D-gap. The guy is a monster on the line, and his leadership in the locker room is worth gold. This doesn't take us out of the running for a pass-catching tight end at the trade deadline, but it adds a fundamental piece to the running scheme. With Dobbins and R.J. Harvey in the backfield and Lewis opening holes, our run game will be unstoppable. And think about it. If the defense needs to respect the run, Bo Nix will have even more space to work in the passing game. It's 4D chess, my friend. The 7th move, and this is the one that could define the season, is about culture. It might sound cliché, but listen. When you look at the Broncos roster, you see guys you want on your team. Greenlaw taking responsibility for his actions even while disagreeing with the suspension. Dobbins wanting to be a Bronco forever. Bo Nix with humility and hard work. Riley Moss being praised by the best at the position. Nick Bonito dominating on the line. Jaleel McLaughlin showing that undrafted rookies can shine. Alex Singleton leading the locker room. Compare that to, well, other teams. We don't have scandals. We don't have drama. We don't have egos. We have men who want to win championships. And that, my friend, is priceless. Sean Payton built something special here. George Payton assembled a balanced roster with depth. Vance Joseph is commanding a defense that's among the 5 best in the league in points allowed, 18.9 per game. Our offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi, is making Bo Nix look like a 10-year veteran. Special teams are impeccable. Will Lutz was named AFC Special Teams Player of the Month. Man, everything is falling into place. It's like watching a symphony being played perfectly. Every instrument in the right place, at the right time. And the Texans? They're dealing with significant injuries. Their second running back, Woody Marks, is limited because of a thigh injury. Tight end Dalton Schultz didn't practice because of knee and shoulder injuries. Their defense might be good in total yards allowed. But in the red zone, where games are decided they're bad and we're excellent. It's the perfect imbalance. There are people saying the Texans' defense is better than ours. Nonsense. Our defense is more complete, more disciplined, more physical. Greenlaw coming back will make that even more evident. Is C.J. Stroud good? No doubt. But he's never faced pressure like what he'll feel Sunday. Nick Bonita is flying. Jonathan Cooper is dominating. Zach Allen is a monster on the line. Key Robinson, our rookie, already forced a fumble against the Saints. The youth is boiling, man, and there's more. The Broncos' defense is allowing just 18.9 points per game. Fifth best in the NFL, the offense is scoring 25.9 points per game, 10th best. We're balanced. We're complete. And with Sean Payton calling the offensive plays, you never know what's coming. Screen pass to Dobbins, bomb to Cortland Sutton. Bo Nix running to the end zone. 2-point conversion Philly special style. Everything is possible. ESPN insiders commented that the Broncos are among the teams that called other franchises asking about available wide receivers. This shows ambition. Payton isn't satisfied with 6'2". He wants more. He wants to add pieces. He wants to go all in. And honestly, that's champion mentality. You don't wait for luck to knock on the door. You create your own luck. Look, I know we've suffered in recent years. Since Peyton Manning retired, they've been difficult seasons. Bad quarterbacks, bad coaches, bad front office decisions. We saw Russell Wilson get $245 million and delivered nothing. We saw talent being wasted. We saw empty promises, but 2025 is different. We have a rookie quarterback who plays like a veteran. We have a Super Bowl winning head coach who knows exactly what he's doing. We have a general manager who's building the roster with intelligence and long-term vision. We have owners who are willing to spend. We have a dominant defense. We have an explosive offense. We have culture. If you're a Broncos fan and aren't excited, wake up. This is real. This 5-game winning streak isn't luck. It's work, it's execution, it's talent. Bo Nix had the best fourth quarter by a quarterback in NFL history. Against the Titans, 33 points in the last quarter after being down by 18. 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. 1 quarter. The guy is a machine. R.J. Harvey was named NFL Rookie of the Week. Will Lutz was Special Teams Player of the Month. The defense held the Titans to -2 yards in the second half. -2. 6 sacks on Cam Ward. That's domination. And that was without Pat Surtain playing the entire game. Imagine when he comes back after the bye week. So let me ask you something. Are you ready for what's coming? Because I guarantee the next games will define not just the season, but the future of this franchise. Houston Texans on Sunday. Then comes the bye week to rest and heal injuries. Then, the final stretch of the season, playoffs, and who knows, something bigger. If you believe in the Broncos like I believe, subscribe to the channel now. Hit the bell so you don't miss any analysis, any update, any hot news from behind the scenes. And tell me in the comments which of these 7 moves got you most excited. Greenlaw's return, the possibility of bringing in Garrett Wilson, Bo Nix's deadly red zone. I want to know everything, and there's a question I need to ask. Do you think Sean Payton will press the button and make a giant trade before the deadline? Njoku? Wilson? Someone we're not even imagining? Because if there's one thing I learned with Payton, it's that he always has an ace up his sleeve. And when he plays that ace, the entire NFL feels the impact. Broncos Country, let's go together. Mile High is on, orange and blue runs deep, and this season is ours. Believe it. Go Broncos.